Hey, good morning and welcome to the Don Barfield Show on a Monday. We are so glad you're with us. And we got a big day today. We got Paul Catalina from 365 Sports. He's going to join us. Also, Jordan Cox. We like to call him Flash. Yeah, he's going to join us. He is the University of Mary Hardin Big sophomore. I got a big turnout coming up a week from today over in Tennessee. So we'll talk to him about that. We got a lot of things to cover today. We are presented by our good friends at Toll Team. Thank you, Gary Hoffman. Hey, look. Nobody wants to break down. I was thinking about this. I was driving in from Stillwater, Oklahoma last night, and I thought, you know what? If I break down, I'm calling Gary Hoffman. I don't want to break down. You, me, I didn't want to break down last night. I wanted to get home, and I wanted to get home, rest, and get ready for today. But if you need assistance, roadside assistance, they offer 24-hour roadside assistance at 254-666-5484. I would suggest you put that in your phone, in your Rolodex, if you will, 254-666-5485. It is okay. I'm Tom. That's Mark over there. Good morning. Good morning. And by the way, we're in a different studio. We're in this studio is called 365 Studio.
Yeah, 365 Sports Studio.
And we're here because one of our good friends that we've known forever, Paul Catalina, is on the 365 show. It's kind of like, I guess from my perspective, kind of the mothership of the shows, because it was the shows when of this kind, right, on the air. This is kind of a talk show, kind of podcast that's not on radio. I mean, it's So here's the thing. So might as well get one of the original dudes on the show. So we'll do that this morning. As because with Paul Catalina, we're talking sports with Paul, but I also want to kind of get the background on their program and talk a little bit about what they do. So we'll do that in our first segment. Then Flash. His name's Jordan, but we're going to call him Flash Cox. We know he's forever. Yeah, exactly. So we'll talk to him in our second half of the program on the show. Did you watch any basketball last night?
I'm glassy-eyed this morning.
Why in the world was Texas Tech tipping off at, almost 10 o'clock last night?
Over in Florida.
Yes. So it's 11 o'clock over there.
If they were playing the West Coast, I could understand. I get the East Coast. And no, it didn't make sense at all.
It has to be about prime time, but any kind of situation, you're not going to stay on time. You're just not going to do it. And so that game, which obviously turned out to be a dud, it never turned out to be a dud. But with that said, you're taking that thing off. You've lost a lot of your eyes. Sorry, folks. You just did. I mean, people have to work. I've told you a million times it's got to be a holiday this weekend. Heck, we might as well make it a 3-week holiday. Here we go. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We need to add Monday in if they're going to play at midnight. I mean, I got home at 11 o'clock last night, or not quite 11, but not quite 11. Probably closer to 10. And I watched a lot of basketball. I watched a lot of basketball. Here we go. Of course, again, it was a dud. Anyway, so how did you bracket?
Well, I kind of look at it this way. I think it's totally impossible for anyone to pick from the 68 teams. So if you get to the Sweet 16, how many of your teams that you originally started off made it to the Sweet 16? I've got 10 out of the 16 in the Sweet 16.
I'm just worried about the finals. I'll be honest. I'm just worried about the finals. Sure. And I've got 3 of the final 14. Remember, when I threw it, and I literally threw my bracket together on the ESPN app. I didn't even put a bracket this year. And I don't know why, but I didn't put a bracket this year. I just did it with, on that ESPN thing. And then I put all 4 Big 12 teams. I picked 4 Final 4 teams from the Big 12. I got an off. That's off. Because Kansas got nipped at Kansas. Yes, and that was a heck of a basketball. It was outstanding. I got to listen to a lot of that game driving home. And that was a heck of a basketball game. I thought, 10 different times I thought Kansas was going to win. 10 different times I thought they were going to lose. But they ended up losing. Nail biter. And what was it? Literally a layup basket. Pretty much. So,
Yeah, they didn't defend him very well either.
No, they're done. No, they're absolutely there.
Out of the Final Four, I do have still all four of my Final Four available.
So who are your Final Four?
Duke, Houston, Arizona, and Iowa State.
So you got three.
I got three of the four. I got three.
Right, and so I had the same three plus. So, but that ship has sailed. Yesterday, Baylor winning. And what a tough assignment. Playing in the second round of the NCAA women's tournament. You're playing on the road. You're playing in the indoor arena. You're playing on their home court. You had to take on Duke, and it just didn't go very well. 69-46.
It's a team they beat earlier in France.
They beat them in Paris, France, folks. They didn't play them in Cameron indoor arena. So, that was a tough go. Softball lost to Paris, lost to Texas, and there's no shame there. I mean, Texas is good. Whatever is good in the country, and they may be the best team. Probably are. They may be the best team in the country. And Glenmore's team went down there. Friday night, they came back up to Waco and played on Saturday. Lost both of those games. Regular baseball started off really well with a 6-4 win, over the Oklahoma State Cowboys on Friday night. Saturday lost a tough one, 5-3, heck of a ball game. Yesterday it's 4-4 in the middle innings, and Oklahoma State outscores them 9-2. A couple things have got to happen. The broadcasters' point of view, and I'm not telling those guys anything they don't know. I know, but sure, they've got to cut down on strike, got to cut down on the play, and they got to find some help on the back end, in the pitching game. They've got to find some guys. There's got to be some other guys that come through, not only on Tuesday night, but on the weekend, and give them a chance to change ball games. I mean, again, we're in the fifth or sixth inning yesterday, and it's 4-4, and then they got away from them. Then they got Oklahoma State outscores them 9-2. The ballpark is phenomenal. Great stadium, but it plays tiny. Really? Tiny. Yeah.
The wind was blowing in yesterday.
No, it was blowing in from left field. So it was more about left foul pole to right foul pole. And balls were flying out. I mean, you get the ball in the air to right field. As long as you got it started maybe towards center, right, we had there was a couple of bombs. But it was blowing out the left field, left in and over. So, but in the first 2 days, it was crazy. I mean, it was 98 degrees when I started, or something ridiculous like that on Friday with the wind blowing out.
I want to know the broadcast facilities. How much is improvement? Is it over the previous?
Well, you would right. It's unbelievable. I mean, everything you need is there. Yeah. Well, great is it's kind of moved up on my list. Right. So from an aesthetic point of view, it remains Magnolia Field and Magnolia Ballpark and BYU and I can't beat it. You can't beat BYU with the mountains of Bangor.
No, absolutely not.
And then I think from a rating standpoint, great standpoint, right. And it used to be at the bottom of the list.
Yes,
now it's really
broadcast from the Southern.
Yeah. So now it's really going down. Real quick. FCC softball did their thing. I mean, they just continue to roll. What is that now? 16 in a row?
Pretty much. They just annihilated Hill 9-2, and then the baseball team split with Hill at home on Saturday and split the series and has a single game today at home against Coastal Bend.
Well, there you go.
2 o'clock first pitch. 2 o'clock first pitch.
All right, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to talk to our good friends, Paul Kelly. We'll get Paul's thoughts on several things this morning. And we are presented by Cocaine. We're brought to you by Double Old-Fashioned Hamburgers. Hey, guys, today's a great day. They're open today from 10 until 4:30, so they're open now. And then, of course, they're open on Saturdays from 10 until Saturday. That's perfect way to open. Make no mistake about it. And one of the reasons why is because they're not going to cook that burger until you get that burger. There's no heating lamps, no heat lamps. In Double R, they don't believe in that stuff. So you're going to get a fresh burger every time. They're going to put butter on that bun. They're going to roast it and do all that good stuff. Then they're going to put the condiments on there that you want. They're going to put the vegetables on there that you want. They're going to leave off the vegetables you don't want. You don't want onions? fine. Don't get onions, fine. If you want good onions, fine. You'll get one. It's whatever you want. And then they got a secret sauce that they put on it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They've got, the secret sauce of some kind that they do that. So anyway, they're open tonight until 4:30 today, and then today till 2 on Saturday, and they're at 18 Herring. So check them out. It's double R old-fashioned hamburgers. Also, they do catering. You want to, you have a catering coming up. Talk to Perry, talk to David. They'll get you fixed up. This is the Tom Barfield Show. It's Monday. Paul Catalina is next.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. All right, welcome back. This is the Tom Barfield Show. It is a Monday, and we are joined today by my good friend Paul Catalina from 365 Sports. Paul, good morning. Thank you, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Nobody told me that you guys were going to be here without paying me, and I'm a little bit. This is my domain. I'm Italian. You got to kick upstairs. That's how it works. So, I mean, like, we'll work it out later, and like maybe the first ride's free, but like,
How about a hamburger?
that's I would not say cash. Interesting trades are interesting.
Hey, we're all kind of figuring this out. I mean, this is all new to us, but it's not new to you. Yeah, but when you made the transition, talk me through that. How did all this unfold? And first of all, y'all got some great digs here, I might add.
Yeah, it's great. I love what Corey and John have done for us over here and brought this. So what happened was, well, I mean, quite frankly, we got fired. During COVID, like we straight up now got fired. And so I was sitting in my house and got a call from Davis from. He said, "Hey, they asked for a second 365. We're going to call you, and they wanted to know if you were interested." I'm like, "Well, I'm not doing anything." I was actually away from getting a job in San Antonio. I got put on hold because of COVID. So when we came into it, we really didn't know what we were doing. Really did a show from my house. Actually, April 6th. The next week will be our 6-year anniversary.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years of doing the show.
Oh yeah, COVID 2020.
Yeah, so it'll be 6 years of doing the show. We started from my house, my upstairs, my house, and my loft. That's my office. So we started doing it there. Then we moved in here in September of that year. In the room over there. This is 2 months old even. right here, this room. So we, the transition at first was, was kind of easier because if we had technical difficulties, like if we didn't go around on that 3, like there was no network, there was no dinner, it was just like not there, so you kind of start thinking, radio's kind of down. And then trust me, we're figuring that out. And then as we got into here, the cool part, the only cool part about the first part of 2020 of doing that in my house was that we had just a list of guests that we got, phone numbers of random people. Kurt Schilling, John Glavin, Andre Dawson, Andre Spalding, tons of NFL Hall of Famers, like all these people. And they're not doing nothing. They couldn't tell us no. Because you're like, what are you doing? You're like, what are you doing? Nothing. Like, you can't give us 30 minutes. You can't give us like, I really, we had Herschel Walker on, and that's a whole bag of snakes there, but yeah, I mean, all those different things. He actually called me back that night at 9 o'clock because my number was in his phone. He asked what this number was. I said, this is the number I called you from, the number I called you that interview you did earlier here in Texas. And he's like, okay. He didn't talk to me for an hour. He didn't stop talking. Wow. Yeah, it was about werewolves. Well, the werewolves, seriously. So, hey, pump the brake. Where are you? I'm in my living room. I'm watching. And you're really telling me that Herschel Walker, one of the greatest running backs, dancers too, I might add, is talking to you about werewolves. What werewolves? In a way that I think that he thinks that they are more likely real than not real. Like he didn't take it inside, but if I had to press him on it, which I didn't have a second to do because he just talked the whole time, I would have been like, so you believe in werewolves, right? Like if it was like he was running for Senate at the time, like had I gotten to that point, you're running for Senate. What do you plan to do about the werewolves? He would have been like, I'm glad you got me. Something I'm very passionate about. So yeah, it was weird, but we had all these great guests. It got us momentum. And then when we got in here, got on YouTube, it opened up a world that people who are watching this now, who've been watching radio is the ultimate bubble. Like we are in a bubble. We're like you're trying to, especially in town this size, with a station that was as resourced as the one that we were. And what I mean, I'm not trying to knock our ownership, but like you're in a small town, you're not going to have the resources that a lot of. Correct. We are a small independent company, and not like a big corporate giant. Although you and I worked for a very corporate company, and they still kind of treated us the same way. They certainly did. They were our friends to the south. They treated a lot better than we did. That's another story. Sometimes better. But one of the things I thought was interesting about it is like all these people from all over, just because YouTube is owned by Google, just like Google sports, Yeah. And so all of a sudden they come to us and they're having a discussion. I'm like, maybe I'll come back again tomorrow. And so you have an audience that's well outside your bubble. I remember like going to all the Super Bowls I've gone to. I remember like walking up to certain guests and being like, where are you from? Like, where are you from? We cover all of Central Texas. Our signal goes all the way through Fort Hood, it goes all the way to Dallas, all the way down to Austin, all the way down. And then, but like when they're like Waco, they're like, oh, Waco, well, that's kind of small. You're like, that doesn't mean we can't have fun. I mean, like fun. They can hear the show. Right. Inside source. Don't know his name to this day. It could have been Bob Wolf himself. No idea. But they were feeding us everything and exactly everything happened. And so, wow. Yeah, so exactly what's going to happen. Like we were able to say, like, look, it's going to be Cincinnati, it's going to be BYU, it's going to be, it's going to be Central Florida, like they're Florida. And then with realignment, there's a whole subculture of people who just look to play that game. And so we kind of started growing after that. And after that, like once we hit that, I was like, man, I'm not going back to radio. This is a whole different thing because it's really a world. Like I said, but look, you're doing a show that's mostly focused on Central Texas, but you're also now getting an audience that, possibly people who never ever, they just don't. they grew up in the era like you guys grew up, and then me, I'm younger than you guys. Not enough to where I still had to dial the rotary phone. I had to listen to anything. AM radio, like sometimes you got in your car and that was all you had an option to. You grew up with it. This generation has grown up with like, oh, hey, that's what my grandpa listens to. So he can listen to his political talk show, and that's it. And so now you've got this whole world of audience that you probably that's interested because they may live here forever. They're a huge Texas fan, and they don't know how to get information about it. They still want to follow it, so it's there. Like it's a world that's just open to literally everything, and so you never know what you're going to do. So it's better for the host. It's better for the companies that own them. It's better for independent people. It's better for sponsors because you can actually say like, like people from all over. You can look at it. You don't have to wait for ratings to come out, right? And say that like 7 ladies happen to like listen to you this 6 months. So now our ratings shoot out, as opposed to the normal like guys who write to us and you don't care about them as much. So now it's not weighted. I can go on the back end of YouTube right now and tell you who's watched us, where, when, and how much, and if they filled out their profile completely, what they are.
Yeah, and that's, I think, for us, Paul, I think that's what we're trying to do. I think that's our growth pattern is for those who don't live here but are from here and would like to reconnect with the show. I think that's where we're going to grow in. And also for the folks here, we're trying to be as local as possible, but yet still give them information that they probably can't get other places.
Yeah, and like you're going to have some people, I found this out, when I started working with you, back in the dark ages. You're just right down the street here above the main station. Yes, it was. Yeah, I'm right down the street here. I was a young guy, I was like 24 years old or so, 25. And you think of sports in the world that you're coming from. And then when I came here, I'm like, these people only care about this one thing. And then it like opened my eyes to like, oh, there are people who, high school football in the town I grew up in is such a huge deal, right? And they want to hear about all those things. And then I'm like, well, I don't grow up here, so I don't have the passion and understanding of it. But I understand now that there are people who, like any market you could drop into, there are people who want something. And when it's local, especially now as things go out and out, and companies buy up things, right? Your local news is going to be owned by 2 or 3 companies here in the next 6 months. So you have no idea how much local stuff you're really going to get or what consultants are going to say about, especially when it comes to sports, about how much time you should spend on A, B, or C. And you might get 3 minutes. And so that means in the 3 minutes, we used to have 5. So that means one high school baseball coach that's going to state is not going to get on the air that night because another one is, and he's in a bigger school, and they told you to like cover the bigger school. So all these different things. Well, in this realm, like if I'm a fan of a 6A school, but I'm still concerned about the 3A school, then you can do both those things. Nobody's going to tell you, Tom, you have 3 minutes. So do whatever you want with those 3 minutes. Like, well, both these coaches are playing tomorrow in the state championship, and now what? We'd like to interview them. And you're like, well, you can interview them each for 30 seconds. And you're like, that's not really what I wanted to do. So it gives people a chance to monitor for insight. I think that, especially when it comes to, especially what you and Mark are passionate about, is high school sports, there are coaches that have a message to get out, or have I think it allows people to understand, okay, well, this is why this team wasn't as good this year, or this is what we're dealing with in the district. These are all the different things that are going on. They don't have a platform. Otherwise, they have to wait for 30 seconds.
They do now.
Yeah, exactly.
What I find interesting from the days when I was doing it, sort of 10 to 10, we covered everything from Major League Baseball, NFL, all of that. Nowadays, the local sports segment just kind of lets ESPN take care of all that. Yeah, and they just do the local little videos, and most of the sports that I've seen now on local TV, they don't even necessarily have a sports department. They just have a sports person that goes out in the field and does like a minute and a half to 2 minute feel-good story about a high school or something else that's going on. It's not necessarily a sports segment anymore.
Yeah, and look, the best thing that happened to here in the sports market was the Baylor started getting good at it. And it sort of allowed everybody to love. Yeah, and it allowed everybody, okay, well, if Baylor, they're regularly going to the NCAA men's basketball tournament now. So that's a big deal. The women were dominant. The football team had people looking at it for the first time ever, and now there's the homecoming games, all these different things. So that opened the door of okay, well now you can go cover things now. The thing that stinks for, especially local stations, is if they happen to have a bad season, which happens in sports. It happens all the time for everyone. Yeah, it happens all the time. Then okay, well now you don't get to go cover that. So somebody in a different city that's never been here sees that budget and they're like, oh hey, look, they spent $25,000 this year on travel. Yeah, but we also that year when we spent $25,000 more, we made $250,000 more on advertising because the men's and women's basketball team and the football team were all good. We were going all these places and covering these things, and people were enthusiastically buying the advertising. Now they're just gonna be like, well, no, take that money off. You're not doing that anymore. Figure it out. Yeah. All right, I want to get some thoughts from the old sports. Spring football begins tomorrow. How big is this spring for the Bears? I think it's important for DJ Lagway in particular to kind of get in a rhythm and find the five-star stud again. If you look at him 2 years ago at Florida, and as had any research, I watched steak bread. Everybody's Florida steak bread. I watched every second of every Florida and Miami or Clemson game, and his freshman year when Billy Napier saved his job his freshman year by putting DJ Lagway in the line when he was forced to do it because the quarterback got hurt. But when he put in the lineup, they turned it around a little bit. They started playing well, but DJ was never healthy. He was there all last offseason unhealthy, shoulder problem, came back in, fought through. It never really kind of got going. And then that intersects with okay, this guy had to be committed to put the best recruit he ever had in the lineup. What other bad decisions did he make all across the thing? So he got fired after they halfway through the season, or even before halfway through the season. And I think DJ Lagway was pretty much done then because the whole thing was going to change. The whole thing was going to change, and so. I was shocked that he didn't wind up here in Haley because I always thought there was going to be somebody else that came in and said, we don't care, here's how much money, here's this 5-star, but his connection to the program through his dad and legacy. Legacy. He's like, look, you got one shot at this, really, I might as well do it and be happy. And so I think he's in a place where he's healthy and happy, so I think it's really important for him. My concern about Baylor, and I know that the fans don't really want to hear this because it's easier to blame the coaches, and this is partly on them too. I'm not really concerned about the coaching. I think Dave Rand's a fine coach, and James Scott's also a fine coach. I think Joe Kilton will do a great job as a defensive coordinator. I think that they are in a bit of a talent deficit all around. But if you have certain players who kind of elevate it, you can get to a point where you can win. But I just wonder about that because we haven't really seen any evidence. So spring, it doesn't really bring what it is about now is gelling and figuring it out.
Well, I mean, isn't it also? You mentioned what Lagway can do. He's a dual. They didn't have that before. So now you have to kind of this spring tweak the thing to where you're adding different things to the offense that allow Lagway to kind of do something.
I think so. One of the things I think they made a mistake last year was Sawyer Robertson is pretty mobile. But for whatever reason,
he didn't run.
He didn't run last year. They kind of took it out of there. And I don't know why. Of course, last year they also didn't run all the running backs as well. Either they had injuries and all that. So all that has to get better. What I do know, what I'm curious about with DJ Lagway, he's fully healthy. Now, all that I said about Florida is how they struggle. Mostly decision making. They have the opposite problem. They didn't have coaching, but they had talent. Baylor, I think, has coaching, but I don't know has enough talent because the players he's playing with at Baylor, and this is no offense to them, probably not as good as the ones that he left in Florida, especially the offensive skill positions, like Jaden Ball, the running back that they have, who's an absolute monster. So those are the things that Baylor's going to have to replace in maybe the aggregate because they don't have, he's the 5-star. They don't have any more of those guys anymore. So how good are the guys that they brought in to be around him? We don't know. I mean, so that's what we have to find out. But I am actually pretty confident. Like, I'm a big Jake Spavital fan. I think he's a really good offensive coordinator. And I think that if he's given the right pieces, he's shown that they can score points. I think the defense being in flux has been the weirdest thing because you have a literal defensive genius in charge of your team. But that's just how football goes sometimes, right? You like the thing that you should be really good at, you're not, right? That's it's a cliche, but that's sports. It's like everything points to this should be the one thing, and then it's like, well, that's not the one thing. How is this the good thing? And that's not the good thing. And I think that part of the reason that Dave Aranda maybe has struggled the last couple of years is in his mind, he's like, well, the defense should come naturally. Like that should happen, and it just hasn't. And I do think that that's a bit of a talent issue. I don't know if that's completely on him or just on the situation when it comes to talent acquisition now. Every coach has learned, every single one. And some of them have bigger bank rolls to fall back on if they make mistakes, as opposed to a person like Dave Aranda. You make one mistake on an NFL guy, like say Jaquan Finn, you paid him, I think $750,000 to start 2 games. Well, what, like the next time you go and the next time you know people you have and say Notre Dame has to give you that same amount of money, you're going to be like, well, me and Tom Largo, we gave you $750,000 and you were good at this one, like, we'll give you like $300,000 this time. Like, we're not outing you, but we're $450,000. That's it. Those are things that happen.
Welcome to the world of NIL, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey, we're up against the clock. You said there's no clock in this.
The clock is only in your own mind.
I got you. Hey, we're trying to figure it out. I promise you, we're 3 weeks into this. I think we start off 4 or something like that. Anyway, hey, I got about 20 more questions for you when you come back. Love to have you, man. And do you feel like the grandfather of this whole thing now that we got Pete Sousa and J-Mo and all of us kind of over here? Do you feel like the grandfather of this whole thing?
I mean, I'm 46 in a couple of weeks, so I'm at least the cool uncle. At least that.
The Godfather. Hey, that's Paul Catalina. Everybody appreciate your time, Paul. Hey, we're presented by the Friends of Toking, and we're brought to you by Morrison's Gives. Sally and Mark and everybody over at Morrison's Gives. Over at 12 West Waco Drive. Guys, like Paul's got a birthday coming up. If his wife had a birthday coming up, Paul wouldn't come up there. He just doesn't. I mean, trust me, he doesn't. I've known him all, 25 years. He doesn't know, but Sally knows. All Paul has to do is go in and talk to Sally and say, Sally, this is what my wife likes. This is what she's about. This is Sally says, you need Consuela. You need John Hart. Whatever the case may be, she'll pick it out for you. You pay for it. She'll wrap it. You're out the door in about 10 minutes. Because guys like to buy. We don't like to shop. When you can do that. 4312 West Waco Drive, West 465. We'll take the break and we're coming right back with more.
Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
We're brought to you in part today by JK Roofing, and they provide roofing solutions, whether it's traditional shingles or whether it's a metal roof. You may or may not know whether you need a roof. You're thinking, it's been 20 years, I don't know. Well, you know what? Just ask JK to come out, and those folks will take great care of you. They'll do an inspection for you and let you know whether or not you need a roof. Or, they may tell you, hey, you have a couple more years out of this thing. Or, no, I would go ahead and make that move now. It's JK Roofing. You can check them out at jkroofs.com. Give them a call at 254-744-2211. 254-744-2211. All right, we're going to welcome in our program from UMHB Golf. We welcome in our good friend, Jordan Cox. Flash, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Tom. I'm going to tell you that the audio is still a little garbled, so I'm having trouble understanding and hearing you guys.
Well, you know what? We may be experiencing just a smidge of technical difficulties. So I tell you what, let's do. Why don't we go ahead and get to the sports news of the day, and then we'll jump right back in.
All right, here's the sports news for the day. Of course, most everybody knows that Baylor lost out in the NCAA women's basketball tournament today, 69-46. TCU went overtime last night and defeated Washington 62-59, so TCU still alive. LSU, for the 16th time this year, scored 100 or more points. That's said to be a NCAA women's basketball record at annihilating Texas Tech 101-47. Texas with a 100-point victory. They beat Oregon 158. and Oklahoma is still alive in the women's tournament. They defeated Michigan State 77-77. So some teams of interest that are in the Sweet 16 on the women's side, including Texas. They get either Kentucky or West Virginia. Those two teams play today. LSU will get Duke in the Sweet 16. TCU will face either Virginia or Iowa. Those two teams playing today. And then Oklahoma State is still playing a round of 32 game. They are taking on UCLA today, and later that one against Minnesota in the Sweet 16. Over on the men's side, Iowa State defeated Kentucky 82-63. Kansas just did lose, just got a point on the last second layup. St. John's wins out on 67-65, so Kansas is knocked out. Arizona is still alive, 78-66 winners over Utah State. Texas Tech last night played horribly. It looked like the Red Raiders just wanted to get through with basketball last night. They got beat by Alabama 90-65.
Well, could that have something to do with how good Alabama is?
To some extent, but still just the way Texas Tech played. They were out-rebounded. They hit like 5 of 16 three-point shots early on. Just not a good night for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So Sweet 16, teams of interest. Houston will be playing Illinois in the Sweet 16. Texas taking on Purdue. That should be a pretty good matchup. Iowa State going up against Tennessee, and Arizona gets Arkansas in the Sweet 16. All right, we talked about.
Did I count? There's 6 Big Ten teams still playing. I believe it's 6 Big Ten teams in the field of the Sweet 16.
Glad you're at the Big Ten.
My point being, everybody screams about other leagues, but I mean, and I know that there's 3 in the Big 12, and I think there's 4 or 5 in the SEC, but there's 6 Big Ten teams, and I'm telling you, I watched Michigan the other day. My goodness gracious, my goodness gracious.
Okay. Texas beat Baylor in softball in 2 games. Texas Tech took all 3 from UCF over the weekend. That was a conference series. SEC baseball, Texas A&M takes the series against Kentucky, winning all 3 games there. Big 12 baseball over the weekend. West Virginia took all 3 games from BYU. That was at home. Baylor ends up losing 2 out of 3 to Oklahoma State in Stillwater. You had Texas Tech taking 2 out of 3 at Arizona. They had Friday and Sunday. TCU lost 2 out of 3 to UCF. And Kansas Jayhawks won all 3 games with Houston, and Baylor and Houston played this week in the conference series. SEC baseball, LSU won the first game of 3 with Oklahoma, but Oklahoma won the next 2, 4-2 and 4-3. Texas won 2 out of 3 from Auburn over the weekend, and A&M lost 2 out of 3 to Georgia over the weekend. Junior college softball at MCC Highlands beat Hill in 2 games, while the MCC men, they split a baseball series with Hill, losing the first game on Saturday 7-2. The nightcap they Temple. Temple was playing outside of conference action this week. They took on DFW Postgrad, took both games 3-2 and 12-2. High school soccer is to the area round of the playoffs. Girls that lost, or girls games on Friday midway, a very exciting overtime win over Waxahachie to advance the area round. University was knocked out by Midlothian Heritage 8-0. Marina continues on with a 3-0 win over Giddings. On the boys' side on the Friday, you had Midway losing to Duncanville 4-0. University knocked out by Terrell 4-2. And Waco High lost a 2-1 decision to Red Oaks. So these are the teams that will be playing in the area round of soccer. You'll have Midway taking on Wiley, La Vega going up against Fort Bend Crawford, and Lorena and Sweeney playing each other in the area round. On the girls' side, on the boys' side, Lorena is taking on West Columbia, and La Vega is also taking on Fort Bend Crawford in the area round. That's pretty much what we have in the local sports scene.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. We're going to get a break here, and then we're going to come right back, and we're going to be visiting with Jordan Cox, the UMHB golf coach. And speaking of golf, Lake Waco Golf Club is one of our sponsors. And man, thank you to all the game out there at Lake Waco. I can imagine this weekend. Yeah, it was rocking and wonderful weather. We look, they got a Park Rig golf course, they got a regulation golf course, regulation swimming pool, they got the They got all the amenities that you might want. They've got the new bar and grill, great practice facilities. It's all happening at Lake Golf Club. You can call to get a tee time, 756-216. That's area code 254-756-2161. Or you can check them out at LakeWacoGC.com. That's LakeWacoGC.com. Thanks to Jones and Mitchell and all the folks out at Lake Waco Golf Club. We appreciate that. You appreciate sponsorship of this program. All right, back to talk with Jordan Flash. Jordans. We do that next here on the Tom Barfield Show.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at auraorganic.com.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
A house is a property, but we live in homes. Home sweet home. Homes where the heart is. We aim to deliver the best home buying and selling experience so you can spend less time real estating and more time living.
With Ease US, make studio quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects. Never been easier to create professional grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US. Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. NALGENE.com.
All right, we are back, and I think we're going to effort Jordan Flash Cox. Get ready to go home. It's live. I mean, it is live. Hey, Jordan, can you hear us?
I can hear you, Tom. It's very staticky, so I'll do my best.
No. All right, we're experiencing some technical problems. I promise we're going to get Jordan back on the program before they go play Monday in Tennessee, and we're going to get him back on the program and go visit with Jordan. Hopefully before Monday, and we'll get him on Monday program soon. Maybe as early as 10 years. So we'll have some Jordan. So
it'd be nice to get back into our own studios. Things are working properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying things aren't working properly. Things are just not working properly for us today.
Well, and you know what we with us. So, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, so what we can do is kind of continue our conversation with some of the things that we were going to talk about. I tell you, we continue our conversation that we were going to have with Paul, but when we ran out of time, and one of those things is yesterday was the pro day over at Baylor football, and they said 3 or 4 guys really shined. I can imagine that was a good day for those guys, and like Josh Hannon and John Sawyer Roberts and Cole Wilson and guys like that. I mean, you're every NFL team was there. And so you've got an opportunity to make it one last push to showcase your skills before you go to before the NFL draft. So that's a big day for them. That's a big day.
So they go to the combine, and they get looked at there. These pro scouts have had at least 12 games to watch on film of these ball players.
Probably more than that. Probably every film that they've ever been on.
Yeah, and so now they need another day on the campus to see these guys. They haven't evaluated them one more day at the site where they play football.
Again, what if we had a bad pro day? What if we didn't shine as well? What if we made some improvements? And then from the team's perspective, and this is just my thought. If I'm going to invest millions of dollars, I want every opportunity before I make that decision. And if they're going to work out on a campus, then I'm going to go and watch.
And sometimes you invest those millions of dollars on guys you watch, and it doesn't come back. It doesn't return on investment.
Well, you know what? That's the luck of the ball. I mean, it happens. I mean, it happens in every sport. I mean, you can do it at every level. You can put in all the information you want, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, and that happens. So, but again, to players' point, they get one more chance to showcase their skills, and to the team's perspective, they get one final chance to look at a player and go, you know what, we didn't have him on our board, and we probably should have. He is a beast of an athlete, and maybe we missed him. I mean, Bill Bates got missed. Bill Bates got missed. So that's my point. There's a lot of guys that just get missed, and from that perspective, maybe this is a showcase for those guys that they can go out and get it done.
Have you looked at any of the predicted first round draft choices for the NFL? Looked at any of that?
No, I really haven't. I'll be perfectly honest. It's crazy. It's been starting this show, and then taking care of my play-by-play duties with Baylor baseball, and I just haven't. I do know this, that the Cowboys are 12-20 on the draft board, and I'm not sure where they're going or what they're doing. From their perspective, I don't think they can miss. Pick one. I mean, just pick a position. I mean, seriously, particularly on the defensive side of the football.
The one prediction that I looked at, I think about ESPN or something, I felt like that Texas Tech linebacker was missing in that first round. I think that's one of those players that can be missed in the first round. What was his name? I can't remember his name. He was a great kid. And just one of those that you can't necessarily measure because of size, speed, size. You measure the heart, how invested he is in the game. And I think he deserves the first round pick. So I'd love to see the Cowboys team get that 20th pick.
Well, I mean, if he's there, they may take a look. The Indiana quarterback. Is he the first off the board to the Raiders?
Whether he in the realm of first round of quarterbacks over the last 10 years, he's probably not the best, but he's still probably the best quarterback in Vegas right now, and the Raiders now.
All right, I know. All right, yeah, they do. I mean, but from the Cowboys' perspective, I'm talking about the Cowboys on their draft 12-20. I really don't think they can really want an defensive ball. I mean, if you go defense, because there is a need of just about every position. I mean, and even with the two first-round picks, they still are going to have huge issues and huge holes. This is a defense that's just not very good. Plus, you're changing system, you're changing new coach, and so where are they going?
Last year, you could score 38 points and still lose the ball. That shouldn't happen in professional football.
But they did.
I know, but
they did. I mean, that's how bad they did. Well, again, the general manager missed. He missed all the way around, and I don't care what you say. They did. They missed all the way around. And I'll ask I was about to go down the rabbit hole, but I'm not going to do it. Well, I mean, seriously, how many guys can go that far without winning at a high level and remain the general manager of a professional franchise? One of any sport. I don't care if it's professional badminton or if it's NFL football. One, and he owns the team. Final thought here as we approach the break. Major League Baseball is opening day right around the corner. Are you excited?
Absolutely. Thursday is when the Rangers open on the road in Philadelphia. So, now that's the day that needs to be a national holiday. It's an opening day of Major League Baseball.
So you got another national holiday. Are we ever going to work around here? Okay. You like the Ranger roster as it's kind of assembled right now?
Yeah, it is a youth movement. I like what I've seen so far. That I've seen some veterans, our own pitching staff, the youth is in the field. I kind of like that combination. I think it's going to do very well this year. I'd like to see the Rangers. I don't know that they're going to make the World Series, but I think they'll succeed in the playoffs.
Well, let's hope. You say movement. Then you look at the veteran pitching staff, starting pitching. Then you look at you got a veteran at shortstop, and you got a veteran who's going to DH some for you. I mean, you've got older pieces to kind of showcase and let these young kids know what it's like, day in and day out, playing 162 games.
Yeah. But like I say, I just kind of like that youth movement. I think it's going to add some extra enthusiasm to the club and to the club. The fact that the veterans like Evaldi and DeGrom out there on the mound, some of the youth, Ryder and Kumar and Rocker. I'm just really excited about this particular ball.
All right, we are brought to you in part this morning by Waco Body Men Company. And at Waco Body Men, you want to talk about taking good care of you. Look, if you want to take control of your health with advanced wellness, longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive, you can do it. You do it at Waco Body Men. They're downtown, right? We're on Elm Street right now, and they're over on Mary Street. So you can take a look at Waco Body Men. But you know what? If you want to take contact them. They'd love to hear from you. And you can check them out at WacoBodyMen.com. That's WacoBodyMen.com. Take a look. Go online, take a look, and you know what? Thomas and his team will take you through and give you a tour. I think it's about a 7,000 square foot facility. Man, they got some great things going on. And Waco Body Men, and proud to have those guys on our team. Those guys as well here on the Tom Barfield Show. We take the break, and we're back with more race.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Golf Partner.
It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
And you're back with us. And you're back with Tom Barfield Show here a Monday morning. And we are presenting our friends at Token. Thanks again to Gary Hoffman and his team. We're brought to you in part by Jasper's. Oh, boy. Thinking about that barbecue right now, but they're closed on Mondays. You know how I know? I found out last Monday. I drove to Jasper's barbecue at lunch, and there was nobody there. So I said, hey, you know what? I may want to find out when they're open. Yeah, they're open Tuesday through Saturday. So you can check them out at Jasper's. They're 105 Clifton and Elm Street. Coming up on the program tomorrow, we'll talk about sports with Vice Jerry. He's the sports editor of the Waco Tribune Herald. And Coach Johnny Tusa, the former head coach at Riker, former head coach at Jefferson Moore, former head coach at Waco High, and the former athletic director at Waco ISD. He's going to take us down memory lane. We're just going to go chit-chatting down memory lane, tomorrow on the program. So it should be a lot of fun. All right, thanks to everyone who's been a part of the program. We will, and again, we promise we're going to get Jordan Flash Cox back on the program. We'll do that soon. Lark, thanks, appreciate it, and thanks to everyone behind the scenes. We appreciate you being with us, and we will do it again tomorrow. Here on the Tom Barfield Show.